What's up, everybody? Welcome in to Southeastern 14, another edition of Bets and Ball Games with Edwards and Greeson. Let's get started by telling you about our good friends over at Bet Online, the top spot for all your live betting action and contest. NHL, NBA, UFC are in full swing. Bet Online is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions. All the hoops betting action, along with every sport available at your fingertips with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to Bet Online today and remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's all caps, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts.
Here's the number that hinges the Ole Miss season for me. The number is 19. It's not a uniform number. It's not the old school 19 song when we were growing up. Ole Miss's depth chart has 19 seniors on offense and defense. In their 22, they've got 19 seniors. That's a great thing. But if the lug nuts get loose, they also have 19 transfers projected to start. So that's a whole lot of kids who may or may not be hotty-toddy loyal. So when those things start to go bad, if this thing starts rolling, this could be a team you and I ride like we did LSU over last year, or a whole lot of things. If this momentum builds, this is, and I love, of all the numbers you threw out there, I think the best odds, I don't think Jackson Dart, because I think they've got too many dudes who are going to make a ton of plays. And I think Walter Nolan is going to be a bona fide star on this football team. And so I think Jackson Dart, I don't necessarily like him in the Heisman conversation. I love at plus 625 with our friends on Bet Online, Ole Miss to win the SEC.
Plus 650, actually, even better.
650, yes. Because it's way better, and especially without divisions. And so their toughest game is Georgia. And even if they lose that game,
then the next toughest game's at LSU. And if they win 10, and
if
they're going to win a bunch
10 and 2, you're still in conversation to get into the SEC title game, and Kiffin will pull out all the stops. You're 11-1 in this league. You're in the title game.
Yeah. And so, I mean, really, so outside of at LSU and the home game to Georgia, I mean, I think they're favored by at least a touchdown in every game. I mean, they're going to be double-digit favorites in a ton of these.
Yes, and really, LSU. Do we trust Nussmeier? I mean, I feel like I'm saying Niedermeyer. How does it feel to be an independent Schoenstein? How does it feel to be an asshole, Niedermeyer? I mean, if I got to pull out an Animal House line, I'm happy to. I got all of them. I really do. Wait till Otis sees us. He loves us. I mean, I got them all.
I love it. Well, hey, we're talking about USC's defense, and I'm always criticizing Florida's defense. If LSU doesn't get their defense fixed, it's not going to really matter with Nussmeier. I mean, they have got to fix that defense. It was terrible last year.
You don't think Lane Kiffin's going to go down there and gash them?
Very, very well may. He very well may.
And the dude who left, the running back where'd he go? Ohio State?
Logan. The Ole Miss running back.
Yeah.
Yes, he went to Ohio State, but they got Logan Diggs from LSU, and they've got Henry Parrish from Miami, and they've got Ulysses Bentley back. So Ole Miss is fine at running back, I think.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, yeah. I can't think of a portal. I mean, damn, Lane Kiffin is Scotty. He's mastering the portal. I mean,
yeah. And not only that, but because you brought it up, when you're talking about how many transfers and you got different. I mean, he did a great job of getting everybody to buy in last year, and two of his most talented guys that were transfers. When they weren't fitting in, he just got Zachary Franklin, the UTSA transfer, and then Michael Trigg, the 5-star receiver or tight end, I'm sorry, from USC. And when they weren't, he just bye, you know.
Yeah.
So I trust Kiffin to make that team gel despite all the I mean, like you just said, he is the king of this transfer portal these days.
And but you talk about a team that they've got one redshirt sophomore and two redshirt juniors, and everybody else is a senior or a redshirt senior. That's a whole lot of grown-ass men who are
Yes.
getting on a football field compared to team. I know Auburn is going to count on freshmen. And, you look around, LSU is going to count on freshmen to fill some holes. And because they've recruited well. Alabama's going to count on young kids. And granted, they've got 5-stars coming up. They're still young. Ole Miss is about to trot out a whole lot of guys who are going to get in the car and go legally drink in the bar after the football game.
Yeah, and I mean, now you're good on the O-line and D-line. I mean, you got Walter Nolan, maybe the most dominant D lineman in the country, and so it's not like a finesse team like maybe his first couple teams were, not necessarily last year. And I mean, we didn't even mention Juice Wells. If he's healthy, he was first team All SEC in 2022 at South Carolina. You get the edge rusher from Florida, Human Million. You also, I mentioned the running. You get Chris Paul Jr., the linebacker from Arkansas. He's a 4-star transfer. You get Yam Banks, a 4-star transfer from South Alabama. I mentioned Logan Diggs and Parrish, the running back. Diggs was at Notre Dame, then LSU. Now he's at Ole Miss, and yeah, there's a lot.
This is a big year. This is a huge year for Kiffin and Ole Miss because there are so many pieces on the chessboard.
Yep.
That this could be a natty or it could be the Liberty Bowl. Because if the wheels fall off, then the wheels are going to really fall off.
Okay, well, so this is I kind of like got conflicting interest here because I want Kiffin to be the next Gators coach,
Right.
but I also want to win my over 9.5 bet.
Well, no. I think over 9.5. If we're talking to our listeners, over 9.5 is the play.
Oh yeah, without a doubt,
without question, it's the play. But if I'm just talking about in terms of perspective and big picture, not only is over 9.5 the play, as I said earlier, I love it plus 650 an SEC championship game win. And because I love those odds a heck of a lot better, and especially how you could fade that if they get to it compared to even money or minus money about just getting in the playoff. Because if you get to the title game, you're in the playoff.
Yeah. So we mentioned like the toughest games. Let me just go through all of them. I mean, September, Furman at home, Middle Tennessee at home, easy W's at Wake Forest. Now, look, I love Clawson. He's a hell of a coach, but he doesn't have Sam Hartman anymore. That's a W. Georgia Southern at home, a W. Kentucky at home, W. At South Carolina, W. At LSU, we'll see. Then they get 2 weeks to prepare for Oklahoma. Let me see if Oklahoma gets 2 weeks to prepare. Oklahoma does not get 2 weeks to prepare, and Ole Miss does. So, yeah, Ole Miss takes care of that. They have struggled at Arkansas, but they're going to win at Arkansas. Then the Georgia game, we'll see. They get 2 weeks to prepare for the Gators while the Gators are in the middle of a murderer's row, and then they get the Egg Bowl at home. I mean, I just love over 9.5. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, honestly, I only think there's one coin flip because I'm confident with them
They
going
win
to
at LSU. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And even if you are an LSU homer,
right,
then you've got 2 coin flips and you feel really good about 10, which is still north of 9.5. I mean, of all the over/under bets we're going to talk about over the rest of the summer, this may be my favorite.
It is. It's my favorite for sure. For sure.